From the moment we enter school, we are given a clear message. Sit down. Listen carefully. Memorize this. Repeat it in the exam. And if you do it well, you are called intelligent. If you question too much, you are called difficult. If you think differently, you are corrected. Slowly, without realizing it, we learn something far more powerful than math or history. We learn obedience. Schools teach us how to work. They teach us how to follow schedules, how to meet deadlines, how to complete assignments, how to sit still for hours, how to wake up early even when we don't want to. They train discipline, but they rarely train independent thinking. In most classrooms, answers matter more than questions. The correct answer is rewarded. The unusual question is often ignored. You are graded on how well you remember what was taught, not on how deeply you understand it, not on how creatively you challenge it. Memorization becomes intelligence, repetition becomes success, and curiosity slowly fades. Children begin school full of questions. Why is the sky blue? Why do people fight? Why does money exist? Why are some rules unfair? But as years pass, those questions become quieter, because questioning slows the system, and the system prefers speed. Schools were designed during industrial times. Factories needed workers. Workers needed discipline. Workers needed routine. Workers needed to follow instructions precisely. So education mirrored factories' rows of desks, bells controlling time, standardized tests measuring uniform output. The goal was not philosophers. The goal was reliable employees. You are taught how to prepare for exams, but rarely how to prepare for life. You learn formulas, but not financial literacy. You learn historical dates, but not emotional intelligence. You learn how to write essays, but not how to question narratives. When thinking independently, you may challenge authority. When you challenge authority, you disrupt structure. And systems do not enjoy disruption. They enjoy predictability. Most students graduate knowing how to complete tasks efficiently, but not how to think critically about them. They know how to meet expectations, but not how to define their own. They know how to compete, but not how to reflect. Thinking requires risk. If you think independently, you might disagree. If you disagree, you might stand alone. And standing alone is uncomfortable. So many learn to stay silent, to blend in, to repeat safe opinions. Real thinking is slow. It questions assumptions. It analyzes bias. It looks at multiple perspectives. It asks uncomfortable questions. But classrooms are often built for speed. Chapters must be finished. Syllabuses must be completed. Exams must be passed. There is little time for deep exploration. This doesn't mean teachers are the problem. Many teachers try their best, but they work inside a structure that values measurable results. Thinking deeply is hard to measure. Memorization is easy to grade. The consequences appear later. People struggle to make independent decisions. They struggle to analyze information critically. They believe headlines without verification. They follow trends without reflection. They chase careers without understanding themselves, because they were trained to work, not to think. Working is necessary. Discipline is important. Structure has value, but without thinking, work becomes mechanical. And mechanical living leads to emptiness. A person who only knows how to work waits for instructions. A person who knows how to think creates direction. One follows paths, the other designs them. Independent thinking is uncomfortable. It requires solitude. It requires doubt. It requires questioning what you were taught. Sometimes it even requires unlearning. And unlearning feels distinct because it shakes identity. But growth begins with questioning. Why do I believe this? Who taught me this? Is this opinion mine or inherited? Is this career my choice or society's expectation? Is this success or survival? The world today is full of information, but information is not wisdom. Without thinking, information becomes noise. With thinking, information becomes power. True education does not end at graduation. It begins when you start questioning, reading beyond textbooks, listening beyond comfort, reflecting beyond routine. Schools may teach you how to survive economically, but thinking teaches you how to live consciously. Working gives income. Thinking gives direction. Working builds systems. Thinking improves them. The most dangerous thing for any rigid system is a population that thinks critically, because thinkers do not accept blindly. They analyze. They challenge. They innovate. So the responsibility shifts to you. If school did not teach you to think deeply, you must teach yourself. Read widely. Question respectfully. Reflect honestly. Debate thoughtfully. Seek perspectives different from yours. Because the moment you begin thinking independently, you stop living on autopilot. You stop following without awareness. You stop accepting without examination. Education should not only prepare you for a job, it should prepare you for judgment, for discernment, for wisdom. Working keeps society functioning. Thinking keeps society evolving. And without thinkers, progress becomes repetition. So ask yourself, do I simply complete tasks? Or do I question their purpose? Do I repeat opinions? Or do I examine them? Do you work hard, or do I also think deeply? Because the most powerful mind is not the one that memorizes the most. It is the one that dares to ask why. And once you learn to ask why, no system can limit your growth again.